In Jackson, New Jersey, during the summer of 2019, three college students wanted to make soccer a big part of the town again. They created the JSSL, the Jackson Summer Soccer League, a league that was meant for college students but was truly open to anyone older than 18. This was meant for players who loved the sport but didn't have the skill, money, or time to continue their soccer careers after high school.
I'm Trevor Huebner. I'm 21. I'm one of the administrators here at the JSSL.
I am also an administrator at the JSSL, and my name is Joel Fashny.
So, what is the JSSL?
JSSL is a friendly soccer group that we get a bunch of kids together, just go out there and play soccer, really.
It's the idea. We wanted to create something that there weren't a lot of options for kids our age. You're kind of halfway in between high school soccer and college soccer. If you don't want to pay a lot of money, you don't have a lot of time, this was something to fill that gap.
The idea really started in the student center one day. Me and Zach were just chatting while eating some lunch. We were just saying how we miss playing soccer, miss playing soccer with friends, just laid back, old rec, travel like we used to back in the day. But nothing really offered it at the time. When we looked up online different arenas and different stuff that they host and that you can join a team or sign up. But as college kids, we don't really have the funding to spend $1,000 for a team to sign up to just play one season and that's it. We have a limited funding, so we're suggesting why don't we just create something that in replace of that, So that's really where it came about, and we were like, okay, so we have the idea, so where do we go from there? Where's our next step? So we thought, all right, we need someone with the good organization skills and good connections, can talk, email, good, connections in general. And we thought of Trevor immediately. Contacted Trevor. Actually, just texted him, and he came 15 minutes after we texted him. And he was all for it. He was saying that we should email the president of the soccer club in Jackson and talk to them, and they helpfully just were on board with the whole thing.
Fortunately, we had the opportunity to speak with the president and vice president of the Jackson Soccer Club to hear their reactions to our growing project.
The Jackson Summer Soccer League, when it was first presented to the board as a possibility, my reaction to it was, anything to get that age base out there playing again, because the club just didn't have the numbers to form a division for that age group. Being that we're a board of volunteers, when actual members of that league came to us, it was a good idea, because you need somebody full-time and putting all their effort into that league specifically. So we took it as a positive to see what can be done to try to attract, the players that we were losing, that just because we couldn't form enough players to form a league.
The three founders presented to the board, saying that this is a project that they wanted to do, and that as vice president of Jackson Soccer Club, me and the president talked, and a couple of the members, and said, this was really a good project that we wanted to see advance. It took care of a population that we weren't really catering to right now, and so I kind of first heard about it through that proposal. I really found out about it, though, through a mom at a barbecue who started telling me all about the success of it. And I knew the project had gone ahead, the club had gone ahead with this, but I didn't actually hear anything about it afterwards. And so that was really my first, oh wow, this actually happened, and some of the successes of it.
Yeah, we definitely started with just a couple ideas. Let's probe out, see are people interested? Can we even get enough people for this sort of thing? Just some preliminary talks with the board. Is this a possibility? And everything seemed to be going well. So I went ahead, I set up a website for our league. We took a couple days to set that up. And once we had fields and insurance down, we were good. We opened registration, started a social media account, I believe, around that time, just to kind of get the word out, let people know. And bang, we had 66 people sign up within 24 hours. We were not expecting that kind of enthusiasm.
Yeah. I think because everyone really enjoyed their time playing soccer. I feel I don't know, at least for me, every kid at one point plays pee-wee soccer. They play peanut soccer. and they have a good time, whether they like to say it or not. They have a good time out in the field. But it's just the fact that like coming back and every year rec and everything, and people get busy. They gotta go to school obviously or do their own thing, and when they come back, a lot of their like programs they're not there. No one's really has a structured program to, like, let's say, and also for cheap to go and play soccer. So I feel like we are a great option for the kids in school.
I think we really tapped into something, and I think we really hit, because it is really that gap. It's like, do you want to go play for a league and it's $1,000 for 10 weeks, or do you want to go play for college and you got to practice every single night? We don't have time or money. College students is the thing, we don't have anything. So it's like,
We felt that making this league very low budget would allow more players to get involved and want to come join our league.
This last summer, we were able to do it for about $30 a person. That's for 10 weeks. That's including refs, lights, games. That also includes a little bit of money we put together for a little cash prize pool, just as an incentive. We were able to shave off a lot of costs by, we didn't purchase uniforms, we didn't purchase game balls. We had a little system whereby one of the captains suggested every player to sign up just has to own a red or a white shirt for every game. We just designated one team, red or white, and we saved a lot of money.
Very simple, but very effective.
Speaking of captains, as successful as this league was in its first season, we can't accept all of the credit. Once we knew that we would have the opportunity to start making this a reality, we put out on our Instagram that we were looking for captains to be in charge of their teams. Then, after some time, we narrowed it down to 3 captains: Diego, Mike, and Alex.
Michael Spano, team captain.
I'm Diego Madra. I was captain for the JSSL League.
So Zach told me about the league, and I love playing soccer. So I thought, like, overall it'd just be a good idea to get involved.
One of the admins, as Trevor, hit me up telling me about this league they wanted to create, and I was excited. I wanted to play some soccer again with the boys.
Yeah, the league was pretty fun. The best part about it was mostly just like being able to hang out with like people that I haven't seen in a while, on top of playing soccer with a bunch of friends.
Yes, the league was fantastic. I loved it. It was something I look forward to every year now.
When starting something as big as the JSSL is becoming, you would think that there would be more problems and issues. From the admin's point of view, that wasn't the case.
Yes, things definitely went pretty smoothly, a lot smoother than we expected, but we put a lot of time into this. We put hours and hours and hours every week from about February till about June. We'd get together in the student center and work on this. Biggest problem was definitely getting fields, because the fields are pretty taken up. There's a lot of other than soccer sports going on around here. There's lacrosse, there's football. They like to kind of come and take our field space, so that was probably the biggest obstacle there.
Yeah. Also the lights, I feel.
Yeah, the lights, getting the timing in.
Access to the lights.
Yeah, getting
Because
timing.
everyone wants them, and it's not so easy to get access to. So.
Of course, anything that's running for the first year is going to have its issues. Nothing's going to run perfectly, but I think the setup of the league in the very short amount of time that our administrators put it together, I think they did it as best as they could. We're hoping for the next year that they can sort out all these problems and get it going smooth.
Yes, there's a few. The one everyone had a problem with was the offsides. Everyone thought that was unfair because people can just stand near the goal and just cherry pick the whole entire time.
How are the games played?
So when the idea came about, we were thinking, should we make it full-sided, small-sided? What are people gonna favor? So we thought that we could make 8v8 small-sided games, and we have like from 10 to 12 players on a team. Small-sided games, obviously, and from the get-go, I think it was really, really like intense games. I think maybe the cash incentive had to do a small part of that, but I think people we weren't expecting that big of a crowd to turn up, but it caught on really well, and I think the intensity was definitely there, and people were having a great time.
Yeah, we really wanted to separate this from just a bunch of guys going and playing pickup, getting together on a night. Hey, you want to come play? You want to come play? And then, you're screaming at each other. We wanted there to be as closely organized and competitive as possible, because that really is part of the fun of soccer, is the organization, the tournament bracket, the idea of, hey, this team's going to compete against that team coming first. Soccer is a team game. You really want people playing as teams and not just as individuals for a pickup game.
According to Roger Vogel, he thinks that this could last a couple more years. As long as we are available, the JSSL doesn't seem to be going anywhere.
I definitely think, its initial season, it was huge. I was out at the fields a lot doing other training, and I saw them running two to four games at a time. I saw the officials there. It was very professional. Everybody that I saw was having a good time, and I could definitely see it growing in the future, and it already has grown. I heard that they already have more players signing up for the next season that they're going to be doing, and it's good for the town, and it's good for the kids.
This is definitely something that could evolve past us. I don't know if my future career is going to allow me to be around for 5 years. I'd certainly like to try. But if for some reason I'm not around, or he's not around, or Zach's not around, I don't see any reason we can't pass this along. It's a pretty informal thing. So if this gets up and running, and this is something we want to take for a really long time, I don't see any reason we can't. But
yeah, really. Other kids really can take over, I guess, eventually, if it doesn't come to anything. But
yeah.
As of right now, I think we just want to take it as far as it can go.
So what happens next? The JSSL Season 2 has just begun, and big changes will be happening to make this league more enjoyable for everyone in and around it.
I'm very excited, first of all, to say that Season 2 is actually going to happen, that there is a Season 2, because really we didn't know if Season 1 was going to be a success and we were just going to get completely demolished and not have a Season 2 or anything like that. But we have a Season 2, and I think there's a lot to expect from it. I think we can expand and get a bigger crowd in, and I think everyone will have a good time, just like they did in Season 1.
We wanted to have a nice, we had a lot more people than we originally thought try to sign up for Season 1, but our field space, our time slots were limited. Judging by the little bit of probes we've put out so far, we're going to go a lot bigger Season 2. We're looking into that in about January. We're going to start putting out a poll, seeing how many people we're going to get, but we're going to go a lot bigger Season 2. We might have 2 refs a game instead of 1, since that was one of the big complaints.
More field space, obviously.
Yeah,
with that.
and we're gonna try to keep our costs as low as possible. We might go up to $40 a person, but more than that, we shouldn't have to really go. That's just to pay for the extra refs. Other than that,
upgrade some the balls being used, maybe some pennies, just upgrades in general, really.
After interviewing Robbie and Roger, they told me that if they were able to, they would consider playing in the league.
there is a surprisingly large community of older people who I've even found out myself are very interested in playing soccer again, and it's definitely something we've talked about. We don't know if we're going to do it this next season. Something we've talked about maybe for Season 3 or beyond
Tournament
that.
style,
Do we split this up into, here's an adult league and here's a college age kid? Do we branch out? Do we want to the rec soccer program is kind of, it's having a little bit of trouble. I think some of the enthusiasm isn't there that it used to be. And even something that's been proposed, actually not by myself, by one of the board members, is do we want to start, trying to get some of those age kids, some of high school age kids. So we'll see. I mean, that's down the road. That's down the road, but it's certainly
there's room for expansion. Yeah,
absolutely.
See what happens in the future, I guess.
By the end of this, I hope you've gotten an understanding of what the Jackson Summer Soccer League is, and I encourage you to come to Jackson next summer when you can witness firsthand what we do.